Hey guys, Amber here. I'm going to attempt to do an update video for the 30th time, it feels like. So I'm going to try and make this very quick. Bear with me. First thing, we moved on Memorial Day weekend. It was a mad dash to the finish, but we were able to get it all done. And the house emptied. We closed on May 28th, the day after Memorial Day, and everything went off without a hitch for that. We also have found another house. I don't know if that was in my last video, if that had happened yet, but we did find another house towards the beginning or middle of May and put in an offer, and we were under contract. We closed on that house. We were originally scheduled for on or before the 17th. Then Jason, my husband, was trying to get that bumped up to the 14th since that's a Friday, so we can have the whole weekend to move and empty out the storage sheds and things. But I just got a notification from him earlier that actually we are probably going to be able to close a lot sooner, maybe even this week, because our title company has everything done. They're just getting in touch with my sister, who's our insurance agent, and that's literally the last thing. So it's kind of crazy, kind of exciting. Since we moved out of the last house, we have been staying in an extended stay hotel in the area, as you can see by this awesome wonderful lampshade here and the green walls. There's no decor that we would have picked up, but this has been our home for the last week and a half, I guess. I don't even know. The days are all blending together, but we've been here for a little bit of time. It's going well, considering the fact that we are in a hotel and we have limited space, and so we are just all in each other's space all night, every night. But I think it's helpful that we both work, and specifically Jason works all day, so he's not going stir crazy here at the hotel. Also, we got, hold on, my cycle came 5 days earlier than it was projected on my app, so that was kind of an unexpected surprise, and we had to hurry up and order the last of the medication, and so we have started our IVF cycle. So cycle day 1 was May 31st, and I had my baselines on Monday the 3rd, and so I'm currently, today's Wednesday, I'm on the 3rd day of stems. I'll have my 3rd dose tonight. So it's kind of crazy how, like, boom, it just happens so fast. It seems like we were waiting forever, and then it just all like like things just started happening so quickly that it was kind of like whiplash of sorts. But yeah, so it's kind of crazy. I had my first night of stems on Monday night, and I had my baselines. I will go ahead and try to put those baseline numbers in here for those of you that may be curious. And then, so we have the baselines on Monday. I started Gonalef and Menopur that night. I also was contacted by our clinic and told to start Prednisone and the Z-Pak the following day, because I hadn't picked those up. The Z-Pak is an antibiotic, and what that is for is, I was told by the clinic that many women have bacteria that just occurs in their vagina, and it's not harmful most of the time to the woman. It's not a big deal. They may not even notice it, but when they're doing the egg retrieval, that bacteria can damage the eggs. So they prescribe a Z-Pak to get rid of that bacteria in there, so that way you've got nice good eggs coming out, hopefully. The prednisone is a quarter corticosteroid, I think that is called. And they are prescribing it for me as kind of an anti-inflammatory medication, in the hopes that my body will respond well to when we do the transfer to the new embryo that they put in. So there's that. My first night of taking meds, I kind of had a meltdown. I'm not gonna lie. I gave myself the injections, and which Jason was here, but I think he was kind of afraid of messing it up, maybe, or of doing it a different way and hurting me. I don't know. But so I ended up doing them myself. And before I did the first one, which was a Menopur, I was just like freaking out because I've never been the type of person that really takes a lot of medication. I try to avoid it at all costs. Even if I have like a headache, I will wait until it's really bad, or period cramps, I'll wait till it's really bad to even take like an ibuprofen or anything, because I just don't really, I try to avoid putting anything unnecessary in my body if I can avoid it. And, you know, a little bit of history about me. I had a huge problem learning how to take pills when I was a teenager. I just had this fear about it, so it took me a really long time, and I think that kind of traumatized me, because every time I would have to take ibuprofen, if I had a fever or something like that, I'd have to chew it as a kid. And I think that just kind of scarred me a little bit. So that's why, maybe part of the reason why I just try to avoid taking any kind of medications unless I feel like it's absolutely necessary. So to go from that perspective to I'm here with the needle getting ready to inject myself and put this crap in my body, it was a bit of a leap, not gonna lie, which I've had some time to kind of prepare, because I've been taking a lot of vitamins and supplements the last few months, like trying to get ready. And if you're curious what supplements I've been taking, I'd be more than happy to share that. You can just ask me in the comments below. But so I kind of was freaking out when I was about to give myself the first injection. One, I don't really care for needles either. That's another thing. But then I told my husband, I said, it feels like I'm kind of like a druggie, like I'm shooting myself up with something. And I know it's not the same, but that's just kind of how it felt in my mind. So anyways, after kind of breathing through it, laughing, crying, making some exaggerated, you know, thoughts out loud to my husband, I finally was able to do it, and we celebrated. We were so happy, we both were, that I was able to do that myself. The Gonalef, let me just say, it was all in my head. It totally, I'll admit that. I'd psyched myself all up for this, and it wasn't that big of a deal. The Menopur, it did burn for like 2 seconds. It wasn't that bad. I went really slow with both medications to make sure that it wasn't gonna just like burst back out the hole or whatever. I don't even know if that actually happens, but that was just the way I decided to do it. Menopur wasn't that big of a deal. It did kind of hurt a tiny bit, the actual medication going in, but the needle wasn't that big of a deal. The Gonalef was easy peasy lemon squeezy. I did the Ready Jet pin the first couple of nights, and it was just so easy, so simple. The needle is nothing. You can barely feel it. Yeah, it wasn't a big deal. I did bleed a little bit after the first night of putting in the Gonalef, but it was just a little dab of blood. It wasn't anything. Second night, the Menopur, it was fine. I did have a little bit of difficulty. I switched sides, and I did have a little bit of difficulty getting the needle in all the way. I don't know if where I was hitting was just a like more solid part of fat, or if I don't know what it was, but I got a little bit of resistance and kind of had to force it in, which that didn't feel that great, but it was fine. I didn't have any bleeding or anything the first night, or the second night, I mean, so it was completely fine. Tonight is night 3. We'll see how it goes. I don't have any bruising yet. I don't have any major side effects. The only thing that I noticed is after the first night, that following morning, I did have a pretty bad headache, and I don't know if that was related to the medication or something else, but I had a real bad headache, borderline migraine, and also kind of a little bit of a, I don't know, like unsettled tummy. Like it wasn't quite nauseous, but it just wasn't, yeah, just a little bit of like an upset stomach. But it wasn't a big deal, and again, that could have been related to something else. Who knows? Haven't really had either of those symptoms since, so we'll see. As far as me being plus size and how that is impacting this, because this is a plus size IVF channel, that's kind of my target, I guess, audience, is people that are going through IVF, but specifically women that have a little bit of meat on their bones. I can tell you this, I don't know if this is just what, I don't know. I can't say 100% that this is because of my size, but I feel like it is. The great thing about being plus size and going through IVF is I have extra fat. And I never thought that'd be something I'm happy to say, but I think because I have the extra fat, which is where you're supposed to inject this stuff, is in your fat, you know, is a skinnier girl might have little fat pockets that they just pinch on their tummy, and, you know, and maybe that's why it's a little bit more sensitive, more inclined to bruise and things like that. I have like meat to grab. And so I think that that has helped the injections to not hurt as much. That's kind of what I'm thinking, because I can seriously, like, I just barely feel them. It doesn't really hurt at all. So I don't know, we'll see. It's still early. I've only had 2 nights of injections. I haven't started the Cetrotide yet. I'm maybe supposed to be starting this weekend. They're gonna wait till my follow-up on Friday to let me know, but we have a tentative retrieval date, assuming my body cooperates, of June 14th. So that's kind of exciting. We're a week and 2 days out from that. So that's where we're at with everything. It's kind of crazy. Life is a little bit of a madhouse right now. There's a lot going on, but I feel so good. Like, I expected to be having, like, I don't know, meltdowns or crazy reactions to the medication, or, you know, being so stressed out because I'm a travel patient. I've had nothing but positive experiences so far. I did have one little bit of a hiccup. The baseline lab work got sent to the wrong fax number at first, and so it took longer to get to my clinic in New York, but we figured that out, got it taken care of the next day. It wasn't a big deal. I'm very happy so far with the fact that I went with CNY. I expected to be treated like cattle, basically getting moved through, and I haven't gotten that experience yet. I've had really positive experiences with the nurses and the travel team and the financing team, and everybody has been very kind, very on top of things, and I have had no issues. So I'm very much doing well right now and really happy with my choices, and yeah, I think I'm doing really great, actually. It's not near as stressful as I thought this was going to be, with going through IVF and moving and living in a hotel and closing on houses and doing all of that at the same time. I expected to be way more stressed than I am. So feel really good. Life is good, and I will update you all either this weekend or probably Monday after because I'll have had 3 appointments by that point, and so I'll be able to track a little bit of that progress. But yeah, I'm looking forward to catching up with you all later. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button down there at the bottom, because you're gonna want to be notified when I get updates posted and stuff like that, right? The other thing is you can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. The hashtag, well, not hashtag, the little whatever ID that you'll follow me is at Infertility and Beyond on both Instagram and Facebook. You can search those and it will pull me up. So scoot on over there and follow me, and you'll be able to get all the nitty-gritty details in addition to these little quick videos. I hope everybody's having a great day, and I will catch up with y'all later. Bye.